Have you ever quietly wondered, is this still okay for me? You're in your 60s or 70s now, and while you may not talk about it openly, let's be real, most people don't. The truth is, you're not the only one still curious about how certain habits affect your health. One question that comes up more than you might think is, does masturbation harm your prostate? If you've ever felt unsure, maybe even a little guilty, you're not alone. Society doesn't exactly do a great job of talking honestly about men's health once the candles start crowding the birthday cake. But just because you're older doesn't mean your body has stopped mattering. In fact, understanding how to care for it now is more important than ever. Hello and welcome. If this is your first time visiting the channel, I'm so glad you're here. This is a space where we talk openly and honestly about health, aging, and all the things no one else dares to say out loud, especially after 60. If you haven't already, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone else who might need to hear it today. Now, let's talk about something a little personal, shall we? You're 70 and masturbate daily? Don't be ashamed. It's not weird. It's wise. For some, that sentence might feel shocking. For others, it's simply the truth. Either way, this video is here to remind you, there's nothing strange, shameful, or inappropriate about staying connected to your body at any age. In fact, it might be one of the wisest things you can do for your health and emotional well-being. We're going to explore this topic gently and honestly, with no judgment, just real understanding. And hey, if there's anything in this video that doesn't sit right with you, or if you think there's something we could do better, please leave a comment. Your feedback means the world, and it helps us create content that truly serves you. Now, take a breath, get comfortable, and let's have a real talk. One that might just change how you see yourself and your body from here forward. So in today's conversation, we're going to unpack this quietly burning question, gently, respectfully, and without shame. Because you deserve to feel informed, not confused. Confident, not uncertain. Let's start with a truth that might surprise you. For many men, masturbation isn't harmful at all, and in some cases, it might even help. Your prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, that plays a crucial role in your reproductive health. As you age, it's normal for this gland to change. Sometimes it gets larger, a condition called BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia, and that can bring about discomfort, trouble urinating, or frequent urges to go, especially at night. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some doctors and researchers have found that occasional ejaculation, whether through sex or masturbation, might actually help keep the prostate flushed out, so to speak. It helps clear out older fluids that can build up, and in doing so, might reduce inflammation or discomfort. It's like giving the system a reset every now and then. But of course, not everything is black and white. If you're doing it too often, especially when you're feeling stressed, bored, or anxious, it can sometimes mask underlying issues, or even add to fatigue, discomfort, or emotional disconnection. That's not to say the act itself is bad. It's more about the intention behind it and how your body responds. Have you ever finished and then felt more tired than relaxed? Or noticed discomfort instead of relief? That's your body talking. And now that we're older, we have to listen a little more carefully. We can't push through like we used to. We're not 25 anymore, and that's okay. What matters now is balance, awareness, understanding how this habit fits into the bigger picture of your health, not just physically, but emotionally too. So let's keep this conversation going, because there's more to understand about how this affects your body, your bladder, your hormones, and yes, your emotional energy. As we continue this honest conversation, let's talk about something that doesn't get brought up nearly enough: the quiet physical changes that come with age, and how regular self-pleasure can either support or challenge those changes, depending on how we approach it. One area that often goes unnoticed is the pelvic floor. These are the muscles that support your bladder, your reproductive organs, and your lower abdomen. For many people over 65, those muscles start to weaken naturally. That's why some people begin to notice things like leaks when they laugh, sneeze, or move too quickly, or waking up more frequently during the night to use the bathroom. Now, You might not think masturbation has anything to do with that, but it does. If the muscles around the pelvic floor are being used too often, too intensely, or without enough recovery time, they can get tired. Just like overworking any other part of your body, that can actually make those little bladder control issues worse, not better. But here's the good news. It works the other way, too. Gentle, mindful self-stimulation, paired with simple pelvic floor exercises, can actually help strengthen that area. So if you're experiencing discomfort, urgency, or even just a subtle change in how your body feels down there, don't ignore it. Don't be embarrassed. It's your body telling you to shift from routine to awareness. A little gentler, a little slower, a little more connected, and you can support your own health in a very real way. And speaking of connection, let's talk about emotional intimacy. Masturbation is often described as a solo experience, but in truth, it's very much connected to how we relate to ourselves and others. For some people, regular self-pleasure becomes a way to stay in tune with their body, their emotional state, and even their sense of joy. But for others, especially if it becomes a substitute for other kinds of closeness, it can slowly create distance. It's easy to slip into a habit where this becomes the main source of comfort, especially if you've lost a partner, or live alone, or simply find it harder to connect with others. And there's nothing wrong with seeking comfort. But if you find that your solo time is replacing social time, that you're avoiding interactions or losing the desire to be around others, it might be worth exploring ways to bring more connection back into your life. Sometimes it's as simple as calling an old friend, joining a local group, or even just walking through the park and smiling at strangers. Those small moments of connection can rebuild your sense of closeness, which, in turn, actually makes your solo time feel more fulfilling, not less. Here's what it all comes down to. Your body hasn't betrayed you. Your age hasn't stolen your right to pleasure. And your desire, no matter how often or how quietly it shows up, is not something to be ashamed of. You've lived through decades of change, love, loss, discovery, and growth. You've earned the right to know yourself, care for yourself, and honor what your body still wants and needs. Whether you masturbate once a week or every day, or not at all, the key is that you do it from a place of awareness, not guilt, from connection, not avoidance, from wisdom, not shame. Because you are not too old for pleasure. You are not too late for joy. You are not weird. You are wonderfully human. So keep listening to your body. Keep showing it the respect and care it deserves. And most importantly, keep being kind to yourself. You've earned that more than anyone. Now that we've started peeling back the layers on this sensitive topic, let's talk specifically about what really happens to your prostate as you age, and whether regular masturbation is helping or harming it. For many men over 60, the word prostate brings immediate concern. You hear about it in checkups, see it in commercials, and maybe even feel a little discomfort down there yourself. And that's completely understandable. The prostate is a small gland, but it plays a big role in a man's health, especially later in life. As men get older, the prostate tends to enlarge, something called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It's not cancer. It's not even dangerous in many cases, but it can cause some annoying symptoms. Feeling like you need to pee all the time, getting up at night, or not fully emptying your bladder. And naturally, people wonder, does frequent sexual activity, especially masturbation, make it worse? Here's what current science actually tells us. Moderate, regular ejaculation, including for masturbation, is not harmful to the prostate. In fact, some studies suggest it may even be beneficial. Think of it this way. The prostate is involved in producing semen. If it's never emptied, fluid can build up over time. For some men, this can lead to prostatic congestion, which may cause discomfort or a heavy feeling in the lower pelvis. In this context, occasional ejaculation may actually help relieve that pressure. However, it's important to say this, more isn't always better. If you're masturbating too frequently, especially if it's intense or rushed, and you notice irritation, soreness, or discomfort afterward, it may be time to take a gentler approach. The issue often isn't the activity itself, but how it's done. Like anything else, it needs balance. Some men also wonder about inflammation. Can frequent masturbation trigger prostatitis, which is inflammation of the prostate? Chronic prostatitis is more complicated. It's not usually caused by bacteria or direct stimulation, but rather by stress, tension, or other health issues. That said, if you already have pelvic pain or a history of prostatitis, it's wise to monitor how you feel after any kind of sexual activity, solo or not. And if something doesn't feel right, if you're having burning, pressure, or urinary discomfort, it's not about stopping everything. It's about listening. Your body will tell you what it needs, but only if you're paying attention. Let's also not forget the emotional and mental aspect. For many men, masturbation is a form of release, of relaxation, even emotional regulation. And when done with care and awareness, it can actually support mental health, lower stress hormones, and help balance your mood. That emotional calm can positively affect your whole system, including, you guessed it, your prostate. So no, masturbation isn't inherently harmful to your prostate, but the way you approach it, the frequency, the intensity, the reason, that's what matters. If it feels good, doesn't cause discomfort, and doesn't interfere with your life or health, there's no need to stop. Coming up next, we'll take a closer look at how hormones and aging interact with your sexual habits, and how finding the right rhythm can protect your energy, your sleep, and even your confidence. Let's take a moment to talk about something many people avoid: the changes in pleasure, sensitivity, and satisfaction that often come with age. And yes, this includes how your body responds to stimulation. You might have noticed that what once came easily now takes more time, or the sensations don't feel quite as intense. Maybe you even feel a bit frustrated, like something's off. That's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. Your body is simply changing, just like it always has through every phase of life. This shift often comes from something called desensitization. Over time, especially with frequent, repetitive stimulation, your nerves can become less responsive. Just like you can get used to a smell and stop noticing it, your body adapts to sensation. The good news is, this is usually reversible. Taking breaks, slowing down, and focusing on variety and mindfulness can help reignite sensitivity and make the experience feel fresh again. It's not about chasing your younger self. It's about learning how to care for the self you are now. And that includes emotional care, too. Sometimes, after years of independence, adjusting to new physical or emotional realities can feel frustrating, even a little shameful. But remember, self-awareness is not weakness. It's strength. And seeking joy is never foolish, no matter how old you are. One often overlooked benefit of staying in touch with your body, through masturbation or any gentle practice, is that it helps you maintain control, not just emotionally, but even in areas like bladder health, pelvic floor strength, and hormone balance. Your body likes to be used, gently, consistently, and with kindness. Ignoring those areas doesn't protect you from aging. Engaging with them helps you age better. And finally, let's talk about dignity. Because too many people believe that pleasure, intimacy, or even curiosity belong only to the young. That's simply not true. Dignity isn't about avoiding what feels good. It's about knowing yourself and honoring what still matters to you. You've lived long enough to know that your story is yours to write, whether that includes self-pleasure every day, once in a while, or not at all. It should come from a place of self-respect, not habit, not shame, not silence. So today, if this message brought you comfort, perspective, or just a bit of relief, I hope you'll leave a comment. Let others know they're not alone. And if you found this video helpful, please like it, share it, and subscribe, so more people can find a little peace in hearing the truth. You're not weird. You're wise. You're human. And you still matter in every possible way.